If you are watching this outside the live broadcast and you've never seen it before, subscribe. If you're watching this outside the live broadcast, give it a thumbs up, and let's begin on empowering yourself. How do you empower yourself? How do you become empowered? You nurture yourself. You nurture yourself. You do something to physically become strong. You do something to become mentally strong. You do something to become emotionally strong. You do something to become spiritually strong. Maybe intelligently as well. That's important too, because when you're too emotional and you're not intelligent, that's not good either. So strengthen all aspects of yourself. Find a type of exercise that you like. Some people like dancing. Some people like aerobics. Some people like Tai Chi, like me. I love Tai Chi. I love martial arts, actually. And run with it. You know, on a rest day, make sure you do a little bit, because I'm a firm believer in the saying Yamato Damashi. That means you must constantly be doing something to get better, to get stronger. And Kaizen. Kaizen means constant, never-ending improvement, but not to the extent where you're constantly competing to a level 10 with your version of yesterday or anyone else. It's about you improving a tiny bit. Kaizen involves, let's say you were not a meditator and you want to start meditating. It means you decide that tomorrow, for one whole week, you will meditate for 1 minute, and 1 minute alone, nothing more than a minute. That is how you gain momentum. The momentum principle states that when you start doing something to a certain level, it will cause you to do more. But if you go too fast, you will not be able to control that momentum and downward slide. Right? Like you're rolling down a hill like a boulder. So, Kaizen, Yamato Damashi. Now, to continue, you need something called gammon. Gammon means resilience and strength. It means strength in the right direction and finding the balance between being stoic and being a masochist. A masochist is someone who enjoys pain, and any type of pain. Now, you don't want to be that either. You want to understand how to develop resilience in order to cultivate that resilience in a direction that matters to you and no one else. It doesn't mean that you are someone's doormat or everyone's doormat. It would be stupid if you behaved in that way. Really, there's no other word for it. So think carefully about what it is you wish to achieve, and think about the bigger picture. Before you try to achieve anything, don't strive to achieve it to make you happy. Remember, when you were a kid, all you wanted was chocolate and toys, and you made a commitment to yourself that when you were an adult, and hit the thumbs up if you wanted chocolate as a kid. When you were an adult, you would buy yourself as much chocolate and sweets as you possibly can. That you would buy yourself as many toys as you want. Now, You're grown up. You don't want those things anymore. Or maybe you still want a bit of chocolate. I sometimes want a bit of chocolate. But you want a house, you want car, you want a holiday, you want a life partner, you want children, you want so many things. But again, when you get them, do they or do they not make you happy? It's all about your mindset being in a state of joy and happiness and fulfillment before that, and then anything extra will work out for the best. So, what have we looked at? We've looked at gammon, resilience, strength in the face of adversity. We've looked at Yamato Damashi, which means to continue a practice and be stable and set in that practice. Hello, welcome to this broadcast. The first person to say something, I think. Looks like, yes, Lambo, NJKT Lambo. Thank you very much for joining this broadcast. And for that, you get the opportunity to give me a spin in your Lambo. I'm just kidding. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the inso. Okay, so inso means incomplete circle in Japanese. And it means if you have an idea, begin. Stop waiting for conditions to be picture perfect, because they will not be picture perfect. I see someone saying, yeah, that's right. So you start. Some people wait till things are perfect and never get them done. You know, I started this business 20 years ago, right? And I had a friend who was going to launch with me. And he kept saying, oh, it's not perfect. Oh, it's not perfect. Oh, it's not perfect. 20 years later, he's not started. He's still complaining. So I feel bad for the perfectionist, but actually, it's their own doing. I said, look, come and join me. It's not perfect, but I don't need to do my 9 to 5. I'm doing what I want. Still no. Oh, it has to be. I see. Fine. I even opened the door for you and you don't want to come. Right? So how about we say, oh, 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 ah. So sharing my knowledge here, ladies and gents, I am going to be talking at several different venues in the UK. If you're in London, Surrey, Kent, check out my Instagram, check out my LinkedIn, check out this channel for where those venues are. Some of the events are free, so you can come along for free. Some of them are paid events, and there'll also be online sessions and updates just like this one, where I like to give back and add value. Let me think of another concept now. Misubi, the Misubi Bowl. If you feel broken, think of the ancient art of gluing things together with gold. Okay, so that was and still is an important discipline in Japan, where gold is actually used to stitch things together that are broken, mainly clay pots. And gold because we value where we came from and the scars that we attained from our past. We can learn from our past. We can learn from our scars. Your scars, you know, they're not ugly. They define where we've been and what we've been through. And we can love someone else's scars because we feel their pain. We feel their strength at the same time. We feel where they've come. Thanks for watching. share this broadcast, like the video, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.